are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy. He's got $100,000 at a tight ends meeting. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
I wish. Should all those things. Yeah, how you doing?
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays we do it live. Saturdays we post it later. Got a whole gaggle of episodes.
And Mike and Ike made me laugh last time. That was great.
If this is your last time, we want you to give us a good rating. We want you to tell the world to listen to this podcast. We want the next time you go to an Orange Julius, shout out to Julius, tell them to listen to this podcast because we like when people love us, but we love when people hate us.
Speaking of Julius, twice last week and once this week, I said to someone in my office, money talks and bullshit walks. I just laughed about twins.
Got a great episode planned for tonight. But before we get into it, we now return you to another episode of Watch Zach Drink.
You'll be drinking too because your caps stink. But because my Leafs lost too.
My
Leafs, yeah. What's that Broadway show, Dear Evan Williams? Because that's what I'm drinking.
You've never seen Dear Evan Hansen?
He is the cast. I think he might have been a little bit off.
Well,
hold on. We'll do it together.
You want to see mine? Because I got a good one.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
If you're not feeling good and you need a trip to something stronger than the doctor, that's when you got to up it to 99 doctors.
99 doctors? Oh, 99 peppermints? That's going to be
99
good.
peppermints. We'll see. I needed something stronger. Antibiotic. Bottoms
How you
up.
doing over there?
Oh, terrible.
This is terrible.
Hey, Caps. Thanks a lot, assholes. All right, Zach.
This is like Jack Daniels sans the whimsy.
Tell everybody what you are drinking.
Molson Moosehead, whatever I got here. Moose Knuckle, what do you got?
Moose Knuckle. Georgia on my mind. It is Leinenkugel, juicy, peach, refreshing and tart. It is basically summer shandy, but peach edition because
Peach shandy's got to be good.
It'll be all right.
How was Georgia on your mind?
Release a Kraken.
Nishkeet?
L'chaim.
You look like you were, by the way, the picture of you, he looks great in shorts and stuff, and a gun. You look like you're dying. You look like Wyatt Earp's stunt double.
Got my coos. Wyatt Earp's stunt double. Very good. Episode 283, calling this one.
Go Dogs.
Zach, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what we're talking about today?
Herschel Walker, your brother-in-law's bachelor party, something? Dogs?
Clearly my brother-in-law's bachelor party. But before we do that, if you weren't there, you refer to him fondly as Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Tell everybody why you call him Go Dogs.
Because he got a speech at your wedding. Mine had to be, I had to stay on book. He didn't have to, apparently. What, it was tight?
Yeah, yours was way tighter than his. Go ahead.
His was loose as could be. It was flopping in the wind.
It was a Georgia Southern girl.
Yeah. And he, after his ramblings about how great you all are, he closed a wedding speech for two adults with "Go Dogs." The fuck is he doing?
That was your problem with it? See, because to me...
It's just an insane way to close anything. What are you doing, guy? Is that meaningless? That "Go Dogs" is how you have to close a speech?
A lot of us were in sports attire. I had a Baltimore Orioles Hawaiian shirt. Other people did have sports stuff as well. He gave a beautiful, heartfelt speech where Julia, 4 months pregnant, is just bawling her eyes out. And to me, I take away from that speech that, it was really, really sweet. And maybe he was getting choked up. And he's just like, "Go Dogs."
I think he did the fist.
So we had...
I think it was ridiculous. The "Go Dogs," it totally takes away everything he said. I remember no word of what he said. I'm sure it was nice. But "Go Dogs," what are you doing? You might as well said "skull" and clapped. What's the difference?
That is one of my favorites in the NFL because I don't hate the Vikings.
How can you?
Maybe
they're like the Jets of the Midwest.
Well, maybe when Aaron Rodgers plays there, you won't hate it as much. Maybe you won't like it. But my brother-in-law had his bachelor party this weekend. And look, I'm not coming on here. I'm not summarizing it. People at the bachelor party may or may not be listening, so cool, whatever. I have a lot to say, but I'm going to try to keep it concise, unlike some people at the bachelor party.
They were long-winded?
Well, there was we'll get to it. So
Yeah.
Going elemental style of some of the highlights of it is the first thing was I got upgraded from the Airbnb to the house because some people couldn't make it. Cool, whatever. I show up, the house is amazing. I walk in to a fully catered breakfast because we are at somebody's house that their parents live at year round.
The parents were there? Did you close?
The whole bachelor party, they were there. And the crazy part was they were probably two of the best people at the thing, other than myself,
was the mom
of course.
Hot?
Look, dude, it was somebody's mom. I was being respectful. I'm just telling
So
you.
that's a yes.
I spent a lot of time chatting with the mom. There was also a sister in town from Montana. She was delightful. It was literally a highlight of the weekend was talking to people who could carry a conversation.
Dutton?
No, that would have been something amazing. But the truth was, what's the nice way of saying of the 8 people, 4 of them weren't chatty?
Aloof.
Aloof almost sounds like they weren't there. Just 4 people that were very few on words. And I'm a chameleon. You can't. But I basically said, like, okay, if they're not going to chat as much, I will. We'll get to
chameleon.
It. You are not a fucking chameleon.
I'm unapologetically me all the time. Gremlin mode.
Like, one of the guys...
What was he saying? Hex, I'm on full gorilla mode.
One of the guys was Nick's barber, who he just kind of has a good relationship with, and he threw out a like, hey, I'm doing a bachelor party in Maryland if you want to come. And the guy came. He was 30 years old.
All over?
Well, they did do a hour, 45-minute haircut in the middle of the thing because that's what he flew up there for.
Everybody got haircuts? Everybody gets laid?
I didn't get one, but I think anybody who wanted one, I think there was like 4.
They would have shaved your balls.
He did at one point. The guy's name was Sam. At one point, he grabs like the back of my head. He's like, "Well, you missed a spot." I'm like, "Just don't touch me. I don't want anything to do." But really, really nice kid. I never realized how small town people can be because when him and I started talking about a million different things, I mentioned like the Preakness moving from Pimlico to the Laurel, and he's like, Preakness, so like you know about that because you're from Maryland? I was like, well, no, like obviously I know the Triple Crown, the Kentucky Derby. He looked at me like I had 8 heads. He's like, the Kentucky what? Is it what? Wait, what? I said, I think they're going on like 100.
Where is he fucking from?
Just originally San Antonio, and then I think he lives in Atlanta now. It was surprising enough, but like
read a book.
Dude, he actually gave me credit. Goes like, you know a lot of odd facts. I'm like, yeah, Kentucky Derby, horses,
drinking
got it.
Things, yeah,
exactly. Anyway,
World Series, cool. How's that going for you?
Did you see a picture of the group? Did you see a picture of all of us online? There was a couple things posted.
I did not.
What's the nice way of saying there was a very diverse group of people?
You're their accountant.
There was a black guy. So
that's pretty good. You had one too.
Yeah, mine was Dominican. It doesn't really count.
Z is Dominican?
Yes, Jimenez? Seriously?
Yeah, but he's...
Anyway.
He's not exactly Dominican, but like...
Guy there, his name is Deshaun. He went to Georgia Law School. Super smart. Comes from a good family. Like
D-E or apostrophe?
D-E apostrophe, I believe, is the actual pronunciation. But like, really nice guy.
Check for the razor.
So just to give you a highlight of something he said, and I quote, on the way to the gun range, I have a gun in my glove compartment. I never take it out, and I don't have a license for it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
what's your end game here, guy?
I mean, he's a very educated, smart lawyer, but still, you're just itching for a bewitching. Yeah. It felt really stupid.
You have it. You're going to use it.
Probably the better story.
They say in the Broken Arrow, a weapon unused is a wasted weapon.
We go skeet shooting. That is ski, not skeet shooting. Where I'm just going to go ahead and show you the low light of the weekend. Do you know who the worst gunsmith of the thing was?
Julia's older brother?
The guy that ended up with one of these on his arm. The kickback of the shotgun. I wish. It would have been nice if we went to a little cupping facility. No, Julia's brother's he was in the service. There were people that were like, pull, bang, bang. What do I do with this extra bill?
I hate those guys. I've done skeet shooting. I've done skeet shooting. I'm not terrible at it, actually. The problem is I'm right-handed but left eye dominant, so I have to wait like half an hour for it to get across the sky for me to even see the thing. Then I've had about a quarter of a second to maybe nick it. Like
to what?
Says, boom, boom.
To nick
it.
Yeah, some people were better than others, but the highlight of the thing, and I do not understand, because we were shooting, and more than once, a bird would just fly across, like closer than the clay things were going, and I'm thinking like, what the hell are these birds doing? So at one point we do this, and Nick shoots one shot, still has two in the chamber, and a bird starts flying across, and we are screaming, "Shoot the bird! Shoot the
Randy
bird!"
Johnson? Shoot the bird?
And as we do it, we see people behind us walking. There's an old lady. She has the rifle draped over her arm, just mean mugging us. Deshaun waves at her. I turn around and give her like the Shane Gillis, like,
You're lucky she didn't shoot him.
this lady had zero fucks for us. If you were ever going to be the cock of the walk, rifle in your hand, where you're just like.
Was it one of those like golf things where you score it? They have one in Lehigh, Pennsylvania. I went to it at Bachelor. It was a blast.
We could have scored it. I'll just tell you that.
But like you go to station.
There were stations, but we ended up staying at like 2 or 3 of them because ones were doing like cross-eyed. One was coming towards you. Do the math on that. We're like, it was kind of weird, but I don't know if I can.
Did they do the rabbit ones that roll across?
I don't remember, dude. There was just a couple, and I was really bad. I hit 2 out of 87 shots.
40?
Oh no, it 40.
You really that bad?
And by the way, there were times that I used all 3 on one target. I was like, just drilling my arm.
I'm not bad, but my eyes are shit, so it takes me like I've got to get lucky.
I have video. It was like, you ever see that SportsCenter commercial where they're analyzing and the guy's like, "What are you doing with your arm there?" Like, that's how I was. My arm was up. I was squatting. I'm moving my arms, not the body. I was absolutely terrible. But
really?
The highlight, the low light of the weekend, I'm going to change the guy's name for posterity, and I'm going to call him Craig, okay? One of Nick's friends who, going into, I knew, like, is a goddamn mess. Like, this kid is all over the place. And the first thing, like, I literally started taking notes. I'm at the house for 5 seconds. He's gluten-free, and he spilled orange juice all over himself.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean,
and he was good at shooting guns?
Oh my God! He had a rotator cuff injury. He told us every 5 seconds he can't shoot guns. Okay, you want? The guy was an absolute nightmare.
What does it happen to his rotator cuff? Someone's jerking his gherkin?
I don't think so because he is 30, 31 and obsessed with the young kids, the young girls, doing all that stuff. It's all he talks about. He has learned.
Does he know where to get them? Because I'd show up.
He has learned the lingo of young people, Zach, and it took me the whole weekend to try to remotely understand anything. I'm not going to do it justice, but I'll just tell you, I sent everybody a goodbye message as if I was him. And the best part of the way this guy talks, he turned off capitalization on his phone because the young girls don't like caps.
Like E.E. Cummings?
I don't know. Is that how E.E. Cummings wrote?
Yeah.
Ready?
Whitney Cummings writes.
I sent this message. What up, unks? No cap. Great Kiki. On God. Bros before huzz. Unless they got bolt-ons. This weekend was a movie.
What's a bolt-on? They slap a schlong on them?
See you in the ATL with Philly tuxedos. The jetty wasn't ready. Shoot the bird. Glaze on. Alan.
Deuces?
Dude.
Ones?
Everything this guy said, I'm just like, I don't know what. And Kiki? Have you heard of this? Because Julia was like, yeah, Kiki. It's like conversation.
Kiki Vanderway, right? He's good. Dude. It's the only Kiki I know is Kiki Vanderway, and only Ron Katz has a clue who that is.
Everybody's an unk. He's like, oh, look at this unk over here. Look at it. It's this guy.
Unk?
Zach, I literally needed.
Wait, what is an unk? Like your uncle? Like, hey, what's up? Like, what's up, cuz? Like it would be cuz in the 80s?
Instead of saying my bro, my brother, it's like somebody who's maybe you view as a little older. It's like, oh, this is my unk. But this guy.
What am I?
Grandfather.
Methuselah?
This guy speaks in TikTok meant for 20-year-olds. I needed a Google Translate TikTok option to understand anything he said.
If I was there, there's a world where I'm in jail because I shoot him.
So, funny you say that.
I have him and I have a gun. Like,
he is looking for approval nonstop from Deshaun, and I'm texting Julia this whole time like...
He needs black guy approval?
Yeah. I said to Julia, I was like, Julia...
I got that today at work.
I've been here for like a couple of hours. I don't understand how Deshaun hasn't punched him in the face. And then I sent a text, 108 on Saturday. Deshaun finally told him to shut the fuck up. Because like...
It's like, stop the clock, we're at 108.
I wrote down, I was like, I can't believe Deshaun hasn't just punched... I mean, look, short of dropping an N-bomb...
Did you know anybody there besides the two brothers? I hate that party.
Kind of met a couple of people, but I can make my own fun, and do what I have to do.
You have to make your own fun, otherwise it's entertainment.
The highlight for me, though, was we go out late Sunday on a boat, and we drive all the way out. And all I wanted for the captain to do was just cut the boat, and I could turn to Craig and say, do you want to jump or should we push you?
Yeah.
He turns to me, he goes, you do that, I will have Mossad tomorrow looking for my body, and we'll torture all of you. My parents love me a lot. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Mossad? He's one of us?
That's what he said.
What was his last name?
Another time.
Rosenstein?
It was a bird.
Rosenpenis?
It was a bird. But this guy, Zach, like, the way I've been explaining to people is
His parents don't love him. The true king is going to say, I'm the king.
Zach, you are a version of me on steroids. This guy would have made you seem polite.
Steroids.
Like, just...
I would have killed him, though, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I would have hated him.
You would have hated him. Because you would have been competing for words. Like, it would have been so
Was
bad.
he funny? I don't speak like that.
I went from wanting to kill him to he made me laugh to I felt bad for him to I like him. Like,
I feel bad for nobody, and I like nobody.
Sometimes you just feel sorry for people.
I don't. But nice people do. I don't.
The capitalization thing would have driven you bananas.
Punctuation is where I draw up a line.
Well, there's no punctuation. Just everything is... He turned off... You cannot capitalize.
I would have gone wild. I would have started screaming at him. My mother was an editor. Elocution is what separates us from the animals. Capitalize your fucking words.
It was a good time. I had a lot of fun.
First letter and proper nouns.
Feeling quirky? Give me some jerky. Quick turnaround.
Quick turn. Yeah. Quick turn is... Okay, what are we going to open with? So I don't really know where to go with this, but it's the story of the week. The crypto guy who got kidnapped. Yeah. But like out of nowhere, a smoke show Italian woman shows up. He's running down the street. Yeah. So it's this gorgeous Italian woman helped with the kidnapping. Then this guy gives the password. While the guy's using it, he breaks free and runs down the street in a robe barefoot.
17 days they had him.
I give him credit for not giving the password.
I think it was a lot of money.
Can't you just text Coinbase like, hey, it's me, don't give him this thing? I don't think they make it that easy to cash out. Like, I've heard to cash out. My money somehow always just stays in Coinbase.
I just took all my money out of that. That is a really good idea, Zach. You know how you say, like, the internet solves I have said the internet solves problems? Your bank should have an option where you dial in and transfer all the money, but it's like a dummy account.
You just got to be, like, two-step identification.
My life depends on it. Like, there has to be like okay, call this number if somebody's taking you hostage and you need to empty your account.
Twice.
Yeah. Why aren't we in charge?
We should be in charge. You know who shouldn't be in charge? A flight attendant who had passengers write marriage advice en route to our wedding. We will forever cherish these tips. What the fuck? If they got on the horn and said, hey, someone's getting married, write them advice, both of us would write, like, do tushy stuff. Well, like, we would not write cherishable ones. Would you? Would you write real advice?
Zach, you know I literally did this, 2 years ago when we went to a wedding and they were doing a time capsule and I wrote, worst wedding ever, none of these kids will talk. Like, and then I thought it was getting buried and they were going to read it at their 1 year anniversary. And I didn't sign it, but I wrote, like, terrible stuff on this. Meanwhile,
on the flight?
The person's wedding that it was, I've reached out to multiple times and haven't heard back from. So I don't really care.
That's terrible. But you did fine. On the flight, like, look how happy these two assholes are. No one's ever that happy after their wedding day.
No.
Ever. You and Julie were happy up until that day, too. I remembered. I was there. How's that going for you? How was dinner tonight? Gen Z. Hate them all. What generation is Milo? Beta?
Beta, I think.
He sucks.
He's a master.
That was great off the cuff. Zoe's Gen Alpha. She's the worst, too. Gen Z is signing up for Adulting 101 classes because they can't handle basic life skills. A lot of stuff involves money. How R-word are they? Like, what are they doing? Why can't they handle things?
Because it's insecurity and ignorance, I think.
Well, money solves both of those.
If you have it, but
why can't they get it?
Do you know what I got an ad today for? Like 5 credit cards with zero interest. 5 credit cards, 0 interest for 2 years. And like for a split second, I went, that's actually really good. I could just charge stuff and then I don't have to worry. You know what happens?
Well, you're Stephanie Tanner. Buy now, pay later.
I have a $90,000 credit card debt in 2 years. I'm like, I am now paying 25% interest. This was a stupid idea.
Right. Well, like, why are they doing who's teaching these adulting classes? You and I should be teaching these.
I mean,
Listen here, all you idiots.
I've been literally working on a bit that's like, you need to learn 3 things in this world you need to learn: reading, math, supply and demand, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Like, supply and demand, every time people tell me, like, why is this? And I'm like, it's just like the egg crisis, supply and demand. Tariffs, cars, supply and demand. Yeah, it is. I also thought like compound interest, but that might be fall more into category 2.
I got a call the other day I have apparently money in a CD, and they're giving me since forever. They're giving me this whole spiel. It's up to 4%. You got to do it. You got to roll it over 5 months. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Just do it. Cool. And then I realized I did the math. All of this was for $124 in 5 months. Who cares?
If I took Adulting 101, I could do quick math and figure out that we're talking about $1,000.
$124 in 5 months? Like, lady on the other end, do you just want $124? I'm not going to give it to you, but I could. Without batting an eye. Mary Lou Retton, without batting an eye, arrested for a Dewey in West Virginia.
Okay, I was talking about this with other friends.
I have one question. Why is she in West Virginia?
I have another question. How much do you have to drink in West Virginia to get pulled over? Because I'm pretty sure their limit's like 2.
She could do backflips, bloated, still today.
She's probably 80 pounds. She probably smelled some alcohol.
You know what? If she was smashed and I said, you know what, just jump over my car and you're good, I would get needed from that. Just watching her do her thing.
That is a good point. When you have an Olympic gymnast and they have to
challenge.
Doing the sobriety test, you can't have them do, heel toe. I'd be like, do it on one toe backwards.
I don't want to hear them do the alphabet. I want to see them do the physical challenge. Just do some Olympic shit and I'll let you go.
Go ahead and Olympic.
Yeah. Stanford Mercer College. Well, go on. Yeah.
I was going to say, speaking of Olympics, somebody asked me the other day, who's the hottest girl in the world? And I was like, I don't even know. She's like, well, just name somebody. And I went online and did like a quick, who are the hottest girls?
Did you say Maryland's own Katie Ledecky?
No, but on the list in the top 20 was Simone Biles.
What?
Yeah, no.
I'd rather have that Olympian who went rogue, like the Olympic swimmer from Uzbekistan or somewhere. She was stripping everybody.
Sounds good.
And she has the rings, the tattoo. Mercer Stanford, there was a baseball game. Home run, they got into it because, it's taking too long to trot. They're scuffling. The guy who hit the home run's mother jumps on the dugout and starts screaming, and she gets ejected. Full Halliburton's dad. Like, I would be so embarrassed. Honestly, I would just say, guys, stop punching me for a second. I gotta go yell at my mom. Like, Mom, get the fuck off the dugout.
I want my mom in that scuffle. That'd be amazing.
I want no part of my mom. My mom and I got into it. We stormed to Massachusetts mid-Memorial Day. We were at the Met game yesterday. Let's just call it that for the weekend.
Is this on-air or off-air conversation?
I gave you what you needed on-air. But yes, for Memorial Day weekend, where we went away, Zoe, Jen, and I were at the Met game yesterday. Good game. But, like, Mom jumps on the dugout? That's awful. Let your kid fight his own fight.
She loves her son.
Maybe. Did your mom do that for you?
No, she'd probably write a very strong-worded letter the next day and get repercussions.
Manager, please. Drug mule mom turned OnlyFans model shares warning for 2 young women arrested for smuggling. She tells them to be honest and tell the truth. Now, here's the thing. I love, this warms the heart, that there is a support group for drug smugglers who look like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's a support group, the whole thing. That's one of the other ones.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Right. This is a group that... And here's, I guess, the worst of them, but like, as you said last week, your bar is incredibly... It was last week you said it. Your bar is incredibly low these days.
I thought you were going to talk about the drug smuggling dog. They've been putting
she looks like Bonnie Blue. But like, she's better, actually.
Who actually got kicked out of Nottingham this past weekend? Remember you covered that 2 weeks ago? That
she went back?
She went there. I don't think she ever went the first time. I think she just tried. I think this was she put out a memo. She was at Nottingham Forest Stadium and got kicked out.
Is she from there? Is she a fan?
I think, isn't England just all right there?
There's a lot of stuff going on. But everybody's a fan of something. Like, you wouldn't think, Paul McCartney, Everton fan. Like, they're all big fans of something.
Not Liverpool, who just won the Premier League?
Yeah, he's an Everton guy. Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin fame sits in the middle of the crowd sometimes at Wolverhampton. He's hey, the guy next to me is Robert Plant, just hanging out. So, what does your boy Kel love?
Orange soda.
He's launching his own brand of orange soda.
Yes, I need that.
It's going to have a healthier twist because he's like old and a dad now and trying to be healthy.
Oh,
Buy it.
Somebody
when it comes out, instead of beer one day, we're drinking Kel's orange soda on this program when it comes out.
Who loves orange soda?
We could spike it up with some. He's now 46. Jesus Christ.
Somebody tried telling me this past weekend that he had a crack problem at one point.
Maybe that's what makes the orange soda so good.
I don't think so. I thought he was totally normal.
You can be normal and have crack. Okay. Well, while we're on the subject, meth-crazed Florida man is bitten by alligator, charges at cops with garden shears before he's shot dead in a series of wild events.
It's great.
That's the guy.
You
the first time he was arrested.
Oh my god.
He's not as good as the guy with the hair that goes across.
He looks like Hitler's youth. That's terrible.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the thing. Well, whatever. He's dead because he charged at them with pruning shears out of his mind.
Didn't we just do a show on Thursday?
Yeah, I got stuff. Okay, men reveal the reason that they spend millions on OnlyFans, and the answer may shock you. So apparently, your girl Sophie Rain has some guy who spends $6 million on her.
Yeah, she was on a plane the other day, like bragging that it's $10 million if she bought the plane or something.
Yeah, they just want companionship. Apparently,
yeah, duh.
Like they talk every day. He rarely asks for nudes, dude. For $1 million, less than you're paying her, I will send you nudes every day. I will talk to you. I'll give you anything you want. I'll send you a picture of my, Tootsie Roll or whatever you want to call it, my Twizzler.
Tuna can.
So lucky. What?
Tuna can.
Yeah, exactly. My one musketeer. Companionship? This is strippers liking you online.
This is AI. This is probably also like some guy she's hired to write this stuff. But this is when people go to strip clubs. They just
hire me to write this stuff.
What are you, Galaxy Quest? Mythic Quest?
Exactly. And I'll use all punctuation and capitals.
Terrible.
Ex-flight attendant caught smuggling 100 pounds of deadly new drug in human bones. There's a synthetic new drug out there, made in Sri Lanka apparently, and she's facing up to 25 years in a Sri Lankan prison. Good luck. They smuggle it in human bones?
Wait, with dead bones, right?
I hope. But yes, dead bones. So essentially Bad Boys 2.
Dead bones, dem crazy bones?
That wasn't bad. Yeah.
Wow.
But, drug smuggling is a big thing these days. But in human bones, there's this flight attendant.
I don't know why they think they can get away with that.
Yeah, you
No, because I've seen Julia's show. Like, you catch a smuggler, they're sniffing, they're smelling, they're scanning. You can't get through this stuff.
She didn't. In a story I personally am all over and broke wide open. These pearls. Pornhub threatens to sue Donner House Kebab for logo infringement.
Wait, where is this place?
This one's in the East Village, but I sent you one on Bell Boulevard in Queens.
From forever ago, right?
Yeah. Pornhub is now suing them for infringement on their logo.
By the way, I see this font all the time with the yellow box and the black. I see a million things. I could point them out in Jersey all the time.
Well, Pornhub will be on them too. This is my favorite.
There we are.
Psychic correctly predicted the location of missing college students' remains finally found in 52-year-old cold case.
Yeah, she did it.
It just means she killed him. She just means she killed him. And she's owning him. You my exact thoughts, like, she killed him. Like, this isn't hard.
I'm sensing the murder weapon is in the corner.
Look at this guy. What a dork. This is like probably 35 in the 50s.
Oh, I am so sexist. When you said psychic, I always assume a woman. I don't
No, this is the dead guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy she killed. It's a woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she killed him clearly, but like predicted his remains. That's what I got.
He gone.
He gone. Yeah,
all right. We've been through so much. Do you have a what you're watching, or should we hold off till next week?
Next week. I got nothing new.
All right. I got one new, but we can wait till next week. Let me do a quick Hippanonymous, just because it happened.
Who'd you kill?
You don't go to very many patients' homes. You don't go to very many homes where... Have you seen a folded American flag in a glass case, which means...
I watched Mike Piazza give one to a guy yesterday in a baseball game.
Somebody that they know was in the service and they are dead.
Correct.
I go to a guy's house the other day. He has one of those, but it's not an American flag. It's A Confederate flag.
Whoa, stars and bars?
It is all of the Confederacy.
What?
I have to assume he has like a great grandpappy that served for the wrong side, right?
So the wrong side set to you. The South may rise again. He's in Jersey, though?
Yeah. From
What's
North
he
Carolina
doing?
originally.
What's he? Does he have Confederate dollars?
I don't know, but I might be able to ask the next time I see him. But right now, it's still kind of fresh to be
Does
like,
he have the
oh,
grays?
what do you mean? Like his on his face?
No, the full schmata, the full
Oh,
gear. The
I
gray
will
hat, the
ask.
hat.
I will cleverly ask what that is and play dumb and see where it goes. But like, he's twinkled around some racist comments as it is.
Twinkled?
Yeah, like,
I mean, you got that thing. You might as well just go for the gold.
Pishadoo
At
of
least
the
not
week.
flying it outside his house.
I got 11 candidates. That some of these are better than the others. First one, I saw a story that they've now outlawed the name King in New Zealand. Like they're now saying like you cannot name your son King.
What do they care?
Well, it sparked more controversy because I looked it up and there's some other names.
If my last name is Hippo, that's my kid's name.
Nobody's. Oh, I'm talking about a first name, dummy.
Yeah, King Hippo.
No, I'm saying you can't. Your first name can't be King. Oh, you
Right.
want. Anyway, here's some other ones I looked up just because it came up.
It's a punch up.
You cannot name your kid RoboCop if you're in Mexico. Staying with New Zealand for 600.
This is winning.
You can't name your kid Sex Fruit. You cannot
Sex
name
Fruit.
in Germany. You cannot name your kid Osama bin Laden.
Oh, but the other one's okay.
In Mexico, you cannot name your kid Circumcision.
What? Circumcision Gomez?
And in Morocco, you cannot name your kid Sarah.
That's the winner. What? Why?
The story is King. These are just other things I looked up. There were some other good ones too, like Friday in Italy. Like there's just ridiculous stuff.
Sarah?
Sarah was the one that made me laugh out loud.
That's the craziest one. So Osama bin Laden's not okay in Germany, but other names are fine?
Rey Mysterio from WWE
Wrestling?
fame, yeah, something like that, has come out and said that he tore his ACL 12 to 13 times in his wrestling career.
Ouch.
Not possible.
It would just be like frayed.
Because if you get it torn and then you have to get it replaced, you're not back wrestling for a year to 2 years. Like, this is not possible. Could he have popped something? Could he have injured himself? Sure. You can't tear your ACL. It doesn't heal back and then you pop it again.
By the end, it would look like the string on a sweatshirt hood, where it's just like stringy.
Oh, I thought you were going to go teats and go Takia.
Oh, that's even better. Tsitsi. Magic shirt.
Story from today. Man, I believe he's from South Africa. Elite swimmer has gone all the way around Martha's Vineyard, 60-some miles, to raise awareness for sharks. As in, they are not bad for you. They're good for the ecosystem. We should protect sharks.
Maybe, but if it's raising awareness, I haven't heard about it until now. So he's not doing a very good job.
Well, Jaws was filmed out there or something. But
But where's the awareness if I'm not hearing about it?
Zach, this is my number 3 candidate. You know in 6 months, the story is going to be the gold candidate of South African swimmer eaten by shark off the coast
That
of...
would be incredible.
It's going to happen.
That would be incredible. Yeah.
All right. I meant to bring this up last week, forgot, saw the story again. They are starting to talk about doing standing airplane seats. So instead of having leg room, the seats are more upright. You can pack more rows in. Let's
That
just go
thing
with,
on the subway,
let's go
that's
with the-
dominoes waiting to happen.
well, the seats don't move. They're locked in there. But you're at like a 70-degree angle where you can kind of like lean back. Thoughts?
Awful.
How long do you think people would actually be able to stand for on a flight?
It's like working a retail job.
It's
Like a 12-hour
No,
flight.
because you're walking around doing a retail job. This is just
Well,
standing
I walk
there.
around today, but I'm going to be fishing constantly. But like that thing, it moves. It feels it's going to feel like dominoes. Just boom, 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 boom.
But
It's going everywhere.
the things
You're
don't
harnessed
move.
in like it's Six Flags.
No, you're not hanging. You're standing. Your feet are on the
I don't understand, but
ground.
how are you harnessed? Where's your belt?
You have a seatbelt, so you can't go forward or backwards or anything. But I'll send
Across
you a picture.
where? Everyone's different heights.
It just sounds like this is not going to be a thing, and like nobody's going to do
Well, like, if
this.
you're tiny, your seatbelt's here.
Okay.
It's not adjustable. I don't
All right.
like it.
You know
I don't
I'm
like Garth says, we fear change.
You know I'm not big on the Maryland flag, right?
Ugh.
Anyway, I heard about a flag the other day. I might switch to my new allegiance. Did you know the Virginia flag has a woman standing on a man, titty out?
Titty out?
Zach?
Picture.
Picture.
Nipple? Areola?
There's not a ton of areola, but...
Not a ton. How big are her chi-chis?
Big enough. When I heard this, I said, there's no chance.
That's a tit. What the fuck?
Virginia. For lovers.
It surely is. Someone's not in Virginia for long.
I heard that. Did you see Pace University had their graduation last week, and every kid got one of those...
A tit?
No, what are the symbols called where you scan it? I'm blanking on that. The QR code. So every kid walked up, scanned a QR code. QR code goes, Zachary Jerome Elias. Like, that's... How did not a single kid hack the system and make some ridiculous thing?
Like Sarah?
Sarah Friday Ben Laden.
Been amazing. It would have been incredible. I don't know.
Like, missed opportunity.
Wait, so hold on. That's how they got announced? To scan a fucking QR code? You can't even have some guy announce you anymore?
AI read their thing.
I hate that.
Oh, wow. I have some good
cameras. I hate that. I want the guy from the old British Open with the high voice. Tiger Woods. To read my name. No, get a goddamn human up there. AI? You're being replaced. He's being replaced. Everyone's being replaced by AI. Next thing you know, it's Skynet.
Stop me when you feel uncomfortable.
Now.
Germany.
Stop.
Deploys troops.
Stop.
To another country.
Oh my God.
For the first time since 1945.
Which country and why?
I think like the border of Lithuania and Ukraine or something. But when I heard
Europe is not a good look for them.
This is the first time in 80 years Germany has sent troops elsewhere. I heard this, I was like, uh-oh,
yeah,
not good.
But it's the third time in 100 years, and woo, first two were...
Even if they are being completely good right now, they're batting 666.
Yeah, they're hot. They're above Ted Williams. They're in the Holocaust Hall of Fame. So no good.
No, it's funny. Yeah. All right, so... I saw somebody bragging about their new baseball end table that I thought was pretty cool. It's a piece
like
of
a Jesus end table.
Piece of wood in the size. Piece of wood in the shape of a baseball diamond, and it's being held up by two bats going this way. It looks good in theory, except the point on the baseball diamond is facing out. All I want to see is like man found dead, trips over, hits his head on the corner of this thing.
Ooh.
It looks so
it's
unsafe.
Not a stadium, it's just a pure diamond?
It's a pure bait, like the home plate diamond.
So I don't like that because I would think, no, I think that's the way it should go. How it abuts the couch?
It is to the side of the
couch. I understand, I'm trying to, but if you go the other way, then you get, left field. That's your Duke?
It's not
some guy scratches his leg mildly on a baseball diamond?
It's pointing out. It's facing the TV.
Oh, it's just home plate. I thought it was like the whole stadium.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Home plate. It just seems really unsafe. Maybe I'm a dad. Okay, never mind.
I don't love it, but that's not better than Germany invading Eastern Europe. Because that's been done already.
Elements. At this house I was at this past weekend, they are Washington, let's go with Commanders fans, although the paraphernalia was different, and Baltimore Orioles fans.
So hold on. You've been to a Redskins and a Confederate flag in the same week? What the hell is going on in Middle Jersey?
They also are Orioles fans, and they have on their wall a signed picture of Mike Mussina, baseball card at the plate.
What? Batting Mussina?
Batting. It bothered me a lot. Lot.
The guy who's known for jumping off the mound in perfect fielding form, they have him batting?
Batting.
Best fielding pitcher I've ever seen. I hate them. That's the stupidest thing, but you would love to have in your house.
No, I think this is really stupid. This is getting a jersey signed by... pick any bet, like a Hakeem
one-year player.
Oh, exactly. It's just not what they did.
This is Neil Walker on the Mets. What do I want that shit for?
That's your reference?
I don't know.
You don't go like Gretzky on the Blues? Like, give me a Wayne Gretzky.
The Mets.
Yeah. I think Neil Walker was an Oriole, too.
Probably.
All right, silver medal.
On the Mets.
I don't have a lot of context for this. I just saw, I think it was last week, Republican and Democratic senators... multiple sound asleep in the middle of the thing going on because they're like high 70s, low 80s people sound asleep during their job. Both sides of the aisle just like...
We only have one person in my office who sleeps. She's good, though.
Oh, my God.
She's our HR.
Never have I ever. And
me either, but...
the gold medal, I guess, doesn't even have a chance now. They have officially announced that they are doing Lethal Weapon 5. Of course, the famous line, I'm too old for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, what is the combined age of Danny Glover and Mel Gibson for this next movie?
I'm going to go with 158.
147 years old. 78 years old and 69 years old. The movie that nobody asked for, nobody's going to watch, nobody wanted.
It's just been revoked.
I don't want to see it. I'm not going
to.
I couldn't quote it. This is one of those movies that just makes no sense to me.
No Pesci, just to throw him in there?
I haven't looked into it far enough. You got to assume one of them have to live, but movies are dying because of shit like this. Nobody's going to watch this movie.
They're on, I don't know, Mission Impossible 4000.
8, and it was the last one, idiot.
Until the next one. The search for more money.
They're going to reboot it. I guarantee in like 5 years, they're going to reboot it with somebody.
Some other idiot.
A Chalamet.
Yeah, exactly. Dickhead at the Nick game all day. Like, why? What is he doing?
He actually is a huge fan, and the rumor
Let
is...
him be. Why is he dressed like a moron?
Because he's with a Jenner now?
Just put on a Ewing jersey and call it a day.
I don't know, man. They say he can spit like college football with the best of them. Apparently he's like a very smart sports fan, is what I've heard.
Oh, spit like college football? What does that mean?
Like spit game. I'm not glazing on him.
You've been hanging out with Craig too long. You fucking loser.
Oh my God, I can't wait to get you in a room and just tell you everything.
Kill him.
All right, so let's go with, you can't name your kid King in New Zealand or other types of names. Rey Mysterio tears his ACL 12 to 13 times. How do you do a guess of that? Man swims around Martha Vineyard for shark awareness. He's going to get eaten. Standing airplane seats. Virginia Flags got a titty out.
I like that.
Pace University uses AI voices. Germany deploys troops to another country. Side table, home plate, and held up by bats. Mike, you've seen a signed picture of him batting. Congress people falling asleep. And Lethal Weapon 5. Who is the Pishadoo of the week, Zach?
Not being able to name your kid Sarah in Morocco. What's the punishment?
That wasn't the news of the week. That was just
You said I can pick anything I want. I'm picking that. What's the punishment for any of these names that you can't do?
I don't have any more to it.
Well, you weren't prepared for a follow-up question. I think it's anything with the names. I'm going with the first seed, the 16 seed.
Really?
The 11, yeah.
The King.
Any of the stupid shit.
So any stupid names.
Yeah, having a government mandate, you can't name your kid Osama bin Laden in Germany or whatever. But what if it's like a middle name, Osama bin Laden, Hassenfrausen?
Boozer Dad of the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had fun. We're going to keep doing this. Zach, I stuck in Philly tuxedo. You didn't really harp on that. I learned this week it was 2 different Philadelphia sports, sweatshirt, pants, jersey, whatever, from 2 different teams. Philly tuxedo. How you like it?
So any Flyers, Eagles, Phillies
if I'm wearing a Flyers shirt and an Eagles jacket.
As a Philly tuxedo. That's excellent.
Oh, you like it?
I had no idea what this was a throwaway line.
We out.
All right.